Alright, so most of y'all probably know, right? Ditto is a Pokemon known for how well it just counter teams the living hell out of Hyper Offense, right? You can talk about a Pokemon with this great ability Imposter, meaning that you get to copy stat changes of the opposing Pokemon. So even if you are dealing with something like a Primal Groudon that had 3 Rock Polish boosts and 3 Swords Dance boosts, you can just copy that, and because Ditto always runs a Choice Scarf set, you then outspeed it, and then you can just start going on a rampage on the opposing team. But I think what gets understated a lot about Ditto as well is just how effective it is at countering stall teams. And the reason for it is how Imposter and the whole, I guess, premise of transforming works. So, picture this. You are up against a Toxapex, and just your opponent's got a whole bunch of these stally Pokemon, they got a whole bunch of recovery moves. It's just not a good time. So you got your Ditto out against a Toxapex, and it knocks your Choice Scarf off. Alright, no big deal, no big deal. Don't really need that against stall. And you're sitting in front of it, you use up all your knockoffs, all your recovers, all your Scalds even, all your, whatever last move they have. Haze? Sure, why not? And so, because Transform only allots you 5 power points of each move, you then gotta switch out. But say the Toxapex is, still attacking you the whole time, they're also wasting their own power points. And you throw your Ditto back out against the Toxapex. Well, guess what? You got 5 power points back of everything, let's go. So, the really cool thing about transforming when you're facing stall teams is it's super annoying for these builds to have to contend with a Pokemon that has infinite power points. Ditto is so good against these types of builds because the whole premise of stall is to try to outlast you. It's to try to make it so in the long game, you are simply favored because your opponent's team is going to lack the longevity to contend with you across hundreds of turns, and they're going to lack the firepower to be able to get past your team, assuming you build a stall build that's got good defensive cohesion and you don't get a bad matchup. But I would say Ditto is the worst matchup possible because you don't get that long game leverage that you have against a lot of, say, balanced teams. Ditto is able to consistently copy any Pokemon on a stall team as many times as it wants, and it doesn't ever have to worry about running out of power points. Ditto's going to be able to have essentially infinite recovery so long as it keeps switching it on Pokemon that have a recovery move. And if you do end up losing your Choice Scarf, which, stall teams have knockoff users quite frequently, Ditto is going to have so much extra leverage on these teams. And that's frankly great. I think it's something that's really... I think it's lost in the shuffle when we talk about Ditto, because, you think about Ditto, especially this generation, where back when Dynamax was allowed in Smogon metagames, all Ditto was being run on was every team to counter Dynamax. Stall teams had it, balance teams had it, Hyper Offense teams would have it to counter other Hyper Offense teams, because, you didn't want to get swept by some Gyarados that Dynamaxed and got 27 speed boosts and 53 attack boosts. It wasn't fun. And so Ditto, goes without saying, it provides incredible insurance against those kinds of builds because you force your opponent to play so much more carefully and, frankly, be at times kind of scared of setting up. But I think it's really important to keep in mind, too, that defensive teams can also struggle against Ditto just as much as those super heavy offense ones can. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope y'all now have a firm understanding of why Ditto is, although always very matchup-y, incredibly potent when it gets those great matchups. That's it from me. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.